And the topic for today is we're going to talk about the 8 events or factors that trigger reductions of a 100% permanent and total VA rating. We've glossed over this before. A lot of people are caught off guard or shocked when they're proposed for a reduction, regardless of whether it's 100% or not. So we're going to talk about some of the things that affect 100% permanent total rating, but some of these can be also applied to ratings below that or other types of ratings. So family, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the myths and the facts. Okay. Some things that people get wrong and the things that are correct when it comes to having that so-called permanent and total rating of 100%. Now, the myths first, because a lot of misconstrued information that there are work limits. That is a myth. There are no work limits if you're 100% permanent and total. There are work limits if you're IU, individual unemployability, TDIU, total disability unemployability, which is a permanent rating, because both of these ratings are based on being unemployable. One is temporary IU, and the other one is a permanent rating, TDIU. Hope we're clear with that. So there's no work limit. One of the representatives from the VA that was overcompensation, she said it. I played the video. She said it before Congress that a veteran with 100% permanent total rating can work. And in some instances, IU and TDIU, if they meet they don't work over the poverty level and they meet certain, they work in a sheltered environment, but that makes it kind of risky. So when you have a 100% permanent total rating, you can work. Now, that was a misconception that you can't. Now, let's talk about what's true about it. And you say, well, I'm not there yet. You'll be getting there. Trust me, you'll be getting there. If you have a 100% permanent total rating, it can be reduced, but there are certain situations or factors that cause it. Everybody so love to, I don't know how you say that. I'll call you OT. Say everybody show love to OT. What's up, y'all? Yes, indeed. Show love. Now, let's talk about those factors. There are 8. The first one is, and the most simple one, if you open up a new claim. The second one, if you falsify evidence in order to gain 100% permanent total rating, or your combined rating, one or two of them are based on fraudulent claims. That could have a domino effect also, which combines to the 100%. They consider it fruit of the poisonous tree. Number 3, if you are incarcerated. Number 4, the VA made an error in assigning you the permanent and total status. Number 5, you miss a CMP examination. Number 6, any type of VA law change. Number 7, if you are a fugitive of law, you don't necessarily lose the rating, but they won't be paying you while you out there on the lam, okay? Number 8, you have no proof of your rating, or you pass away and your family has no proof of your disability rating. You didn't think about that you are permanent and total 100%. So you got to be very careful in dealing with these documents. Number 1, you open up a new claim. You have a 100% permanent total rating. You say, why would I want to open up a new claim? Well, you may want to apply for special monthly compensation. Now, that may be a benefit that's worth the risk. That may be a benefit that's worth the cost of it. And it may not cause too much of an issue if you just got the 100% permanent total rating. Okay? Yeah, you just got it. The evidence showed you have it. That'll be one of the great times to go ahead and file for special monthly compensation. See what I'm saying? What they're gonna go back, they just looked at your 100%, and the chances of them going back doing it now is highly unlikely because they just approved it. So if you reopen a claim, why would somebody reopen a claim? Well, you might have got approved for your 100% permanent total, but when you applied for some other condition that may take you up to 160, you got one condition that's 100%, and you want another one that's at least 60. Like, let's say you have PTSD at 100% rate, but you apply for chronic fatigue and they denied it. Well, you want to at least get a 60% because you feel like you have chronic fatigue. Well, that will make you, if you get that 100 plus that extra 60% on the claim that you were denied for fatigue, that extra 60% could put you at 160, would get you about an extra $450 a month. Grace says she got it. That's why we're breaking it down the way we do. Thank you. Okay, there are three parts to the VA. We always say VA, and you're talking about the VBA most of the time, but there is the Veterans Benefit Administration, which is the VBA, where you have your regional offices that we go to and we file claims and, you know, things dealing with different types of claims, whether they be for compensation, VA home loan, adding dependents, and several other programs, adaptive housing and things like that. Now, then, and special monthly compensation and things of that nature. Now, when it comes to the VHA, which is the Veteran Healthcare Administration, that deals with your medical treatment as a veteran. They over that, and they deal with aid and attendance. It's through there, but the VBA approves it, while the VHA plays a role in it too. Kind of confusing, but yes, indeed. That's what aid and attendance, because it's a healthcare program. You having somebody help you, and if you got aid and attendance, the person doing it, and if they're in your family, they might qualify for CHAMP VA through the caregiver program. Next, now I want to ask. This is an interesting question that OT said, and I know you said something there earlier. I'll read later. 100% P&T, no touching. Is there any reason that you would touch your 100% permanent total? Let us know. Put touch or no touchy. Like OT. If you no touchy, put no touchy, or put a hand or a finger in the chat. If you will touch it, let us know. Now, the last part of the VA is the National Cemetery Administration, where when veterans pass away and they, you know, the family can go there to get plots and different things they might qualify for if they're disabled, that $2,000 stipend that's given to the veteran family. So that would be work between two agencies. The main agency is the National Cemetery Administration. You know, it'll be handled through the VBA, but also you need to get in contact with the National Cemetery Administration or the funeral home. So we have Dustin. Everybody show love to Dustin. Say no touching. Then we got OT says no touching. How do y'all feel, family? Touchy or no touchy? If you got 100% permanent total, let us know. Now you go over to the regional office, right? Because you say touchy. Now San Diego Marine says touch if can pass away from a disability I am claiming. So if it's a serious illness and you might pass away, you may want to have that service connected. So yes, indeed, or the symptoms. So tell me what it depends on for you, Coasty. You say it depends. Family, let me know, why would you file for, if you have 100% permanent total, why would you file a new claim, even though it might put your 100% permanent and total at risk? Let us know. Farm Girl say no touchy. Why no touchy, my sister? What do you feel you would have to lose? Now let's get to our sister here. But he makes a great point. San Diego Marine says, touch if can pass away from a disability I am claiming. I had to read that again because if you're about to pass away, that's something that would lock in. Let's say you don't have your 10 years at 100% and you got only 5 years, but you might pass away in a few months. You know, by filing a claim, you can get it expedited because you might pass away soon. That'll expedite your claim. I've helped somebody with that. Now, listen to what Grace says. When becoming 100% permanent total, I'll also be filing right the next day, SMC, and then no touching. That's what I'm saying. Because if you file it the next day, ain't nothing really going to happen. Okay. Let's say they try to call you in. You haven't had the condition a month or two. You get what I'm saying? So why would they want to reevaluate something that you just got approved from by them? Don't make sense. You get what I'm saying? Tell me if that's making sense. Real smart move, our sister. Coasty say it depends. And then Coasty say he would do it for SMC, special monthly compensation. For those of you that may not be clear, it's when you have the highest scheduler rating that you could have, highest percentage, but you still, because of your condition, you need extra care and compensation. So you may need a caregiver, you might be housebound. So you may have PTSD, but you might have it so severe that 100% ain't enough. They need somebody to watch you to make sure you don't harm yourself. Well, that's going to cost extra money. That's what it is. It's an extra scheduler rating. Now listen, OT says, think very carefully if that's the case. Okay. Now, OT say, it's a matter of waiting for 10 years. Yes, it is. And I like that Coasty said, SMCS. I kind of agree with that. Dustin said, never poke the bear. He said, oh, Lord. Did he say it? Family, did you hear what our Dustin said? Family, did y'all hear it? How do y'all agree with that, family? Let us know. Should you never, ever poke the bear? Family, if you have 100% permanent total, do you ever poke the bear? Let us know. Some say for SMC. Some say if you might be passing away from a condition that you want to be service connected because you haven't made the 10 years. So you locked in. If you made 10 years at 100%, you're locked in you can die of any condition and it'll be covered and your family will get those benefits. Now we have the real Sir Gemini says, greetings all from Walla Walla, Washington State. So OT saying, I'm going to get your name right in a little bit, so I apologize. My DTA, duty to assist decision, was underrated, but the juice ain't worth the squeeze because he's saying, well, you got whatever else you need. Now, San Diego Marine, they speaking. And everybody's speaking. We got our brother Ronan, disabled Ronan, say, good morning, fam. He under his Finster account. Well, that's my brother. Now listen, Jarhead 91 say, if I get 100%, I'm letting that bear hibernate. Joining the Hundo Club is my retirement this year at 56 instead of 67. You might be able to file that Social Security if you haven't done so, Jarhead 91. I'm done working and enjoy what's left of my life and capabilities. I understand everybody's situation is different. Would you poke that bear? Come on, fam. Let us know. Jarhead, I hear you. Coach is saying, they speaking here. Now let's see what our friend got here. Say, even though it is a misconception, I would not give the VA a reason, especially with the current state of the VBA, the Veteran Benefits Administration. We have in the room Mr. Ray 504. Everybody show love to Mr. Ray. Everybody show love to our brother who always comes in with that positive energy. Now, we're talking about poking the bear if you had 100% rating. Those of you that just came into the room, welcome. And let us know, would you poke that bear if you had 100% permanent and total rating? Some say if they had special monthly if they want to gain special monthly compensation, or they have an illness, a terminal illness, and they haven't had the 100% for 10 years, where if you pass away of anything, get covered. They've only had it for 2 or 3 years, 4 or 5 years, and they say, I want to file for this condition that I have the health condition with, that I'm terminally ill for. That way, if you die of a service-connected disability, they will get the benefits. You could be at 0% and they'll get the death benefits with the VA disability, like DIC death benefits in particular. But they would have had to been 100% permanent total or TDIU to get the CHAMP VA and what's the other one? Chapter 35 educational benefits. But they will be able to get the DIC death benefits. Charlton says, I agree, H-Town, for special monthly compensation for PTSD, self-harm, and VA might require a power of attorney for you. That's possible. That's possible. But that should be done in the rating itself. Farm Girl say, no, I stress out when I tell the VA doctor I'm feeling better and I'm managing my pain, feeling like they might open me back up, my saying I'm managing it, so won't poke the bear. Man, some of y'all have, this is one of those situations. Everybody say, Ronan? Yes, indeed. Hey, Hollywood. That's San Diego. Y'all have very different opinion on this. So he said, good evening, everyone. Just stopped by to say hello. So glad that you did so. Now, U.S. Army grunts say, if I ever get 100%, no touch. I am at 40% now, so long way from me. Yes, indeed. So glad you're here. This man out of control. This man is out of control. Oh, Lord. Now I'm feeling bad, y'all. Listen, I'm still contemplating on filing for a DTA. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ronan, I'm getting rated for everything that I need a rating for. Wow. Family people, y'all are so divided. I would love to know your opinion. Our brother Raider HQ. So everybody saying hello. Raider say, I was going to go live, but I might come here. Now you're making me feel bad. I'm not trying to mess your situation up. Everybody show love to Raider HQ. Now, family, we have to support each other. So make sure when you get a chance, go over there and watch all his videos. He just put out some powerful interviews on when when you, I guess somewhat when you have evidence for or against, right? Favorable evidence, go check it out. Where's Betty? I don't know. This is not a normal night, family. Now, watch this. So Dustin say, right now, the VBA is listening to all these folks saying, talking about the fraud, which is pushing them to reduce any way they can. Wow. Now, yes, indeed. Now, listen to Farm Girl Rebel. Not sure whether Betty is perhaps she's pop in later. Yeah, she probably will. How y'all feel about that poking the bear, family? Because we talking about things that can reduce your 100% permanent total. Dustin says, then, and let me get on over here where I can see it better. Thank you for your patience. And we love y'all, brother. Let us know if you decide not to go live. We're going to have you up, come on up. We working this information, then we're going to get some questions from you about it if you have time. But if you do your thing, do your thing. He say, look, he say, Ashley, I think I will go live a few minutes and then come here. I'm just lazy to doing all of the editing, so I'm going to go live. Go ahead and do that, and you come back here. We'll leave a light on for you, brother. You know what it is. He retired now, family. We can't let him get too relaxed when he retired. Stay on Raider. Come up with some controversy. Everybody showing love. We're going to be here, brother. Now, because we got some things to cover. And don't, you might want to be careful. You come back here, we might have some questions already lined up for you. I'm not saying we would do nothing like that. Now, let's go back here. Family, are we breaking this thing down tonight? Let me see. Farm Girl say, oh, now they talking about not sure. Then Dustin says, then also these politicians, Dustin say, then also these politicians are doing anything and everything actively to avoid the major Richard Starr Act. You need to let me know about that. Everybody showing love. U.S. Army grunt, you got this. Yeah, we want you to get that increase. Now, Dustin say he needs to read 38 CFR. Come on, family. We doing this thing. See, we supposed to uplift each other. Now, that show you when you got people like our brother Raider HQ who's doing things, man, this is what it's all about. Now, U.S. Army grunt, you said something specific to Grace, so I'm going to respect that. If y'all put at the symbol, I'm going to let it go. Now, look, I say, so this is cool because Raider, somebody's in the chat, somebody who's constantly on the channel. And look what Dustin say. Raider HQ is a great person to watch. He is who I learned to read this 38 CFR from. Yeah, and you can learn a lot. I learned a lot from him from doing that. Then Martin say, I've seen 2 channels be live together before. Yeah, because we do our thing. We don't get in the, we don't stop each other because we doing our own channel, and we do our best to just do our own thing. And then when we come together, we'll come together. We ain't trying to get y'all to be, how you say, pull you in this direction and pull you in that direction, huh? Because H-Town know how to make you feel guilty. It's all right. OT say, yes, Major Richard Starr Act will cost them money and would only benefit the vax. Let us know. I think I've heard of it. Tell me what it is in the chat, what that Richard Starr Act is. Retirement is funded. Because I think I saw it in passing. Well, he was here. Now, let's see. We're going to get back to the information, but I want to catch up on that. And if y'all communicate straight to each other, I may not pull that up. Now, Farm Girl Rebel, thank you for holding it down because we got to make sure our sister doing okay. Betty Bops, because she might be feeling bad, or she need that in. She's always here, almost 24/7. She sent me some information today and yesterday. Farm Girl Rebel said we have 28 watching, 22 likes. Smash that like button like a cheap rental car. Ronan say that's called the Kansas City Shuffle, H-Town. The Kansas City Shuffle. I get confused because I heard there's two Kansas City, one in Missouri and the other one in Kansas. So, we, okay, we did that. Hold on. I didn't mean to do that. We're going to get back to it, family. We've pretty much covered the first one. And we're going to continue on about why we covered that thoroughly. And we're talking about filing a claim at the VA when you're already 100% permanent total. Let us continue at that. And, if you got 100% permanent total, only certain conditions. If you file that new claim, you better make sure you know what you're filing for, the purpose, the focus. This is H-Town Vet claim process. I come up with this. Then you need to have the proper evidence. If you have the proper evidence on what you're filing, you should be okay. Back it up with VA law, or if it's based on presumptive illnesses, back it up based on the times and dates you were in country and your exposure. Then submit your claim, and you need to know what you're trying to do. Are you trying to get a diagnosis? You should mainly have that before you submit your claim, but diagnosis, nexus, showing a connection to your military service. This is the disabled veteran checklist. And the last one on the disabled veteran checklist is a measure of severity. You might already have a diagnosis and it be service connected. You might just be filing for an increase. That's an increase in severity. Okay? Now, once you do that, they're going to send you to an examination if it's a direct service connection or primary service connection, or even for secondaries. Now, with doing that, you make sure you get an update. We did 2 videos, how to update if you've had a CMP exam and how to update your claim if you haven't, get an update on your claim if you had a CMP exam or haven't had a CMP exam. Excuse me for that. Okay, now, family, we're going to keep on with the business here. We thank you for your interaction and participation. Now, reevaluations. Okay, you got your 100%, but they calling you in for that reevaluation. They peeping at it because you filed a new claim. So that's what you got to be careful of. Number 2, administrative errors. Sometimes the VA just mess up. Sometimes we just mess up. But we're going to start off with the VA messing up, the VBA. Sometimes they just call you in when they don't even supposed to call you in. They made a mistake. Can we talk about it? So if you have 100% permanent total, which should it be? Should they be called, if the VA see your file in front of their desk, what are they supposed to do? Reevaluate you? That's the wrong thing, right? If you already got or they look at it and say, you know what? Protected rating. Yeah, they're okay. Yes, indeed. Now let us continue. All right, family. Now thank you for the information. Now give us some on the topic, and I'm gonna read the other ones later. I don't want to get too built up. So give us some on the topics we're talking about so we can help the people that's watching this recorded. Betty Bops say she's in the house. Everybody show love to Betty Bops. 27 likes, 19 watching. Good evening, all. H-Town, I apologize for being late. No apologies. Y'all better show love to Betty. And we're going to get to that. Thank you for giving us information. Let's get back to the topic. Thank you. So you got that 100% permanent total. You lay low. He said, I don't supposed to evaluate me. Then they make a mistake. The VA has an error. Say, hold on, how they gonna do errors? Because the VA, according to the OIG, Office of Internal General, they make mistakes. All right. Now they say, oops, we made a mistake. We're gonna talk about the other things, the bill and everything after we go over this here. So let's focus on this because I want my people back participating on this here. We'll talk about that in the after party, okay? Thank you, though. Thank you, Dustin. Now listen. They did this in 2023, March. The VA, yeah, you good information, but we getting back on topic. That way, everything will, I can pull up your text. You're doing good though, Dustin. No problem, because I asked you about that information. Now, the VA break the rules. Let's get something straight here. And that's why I need y'all help on this here. The VA breaks the rules. Look back in 2023, March. I actually got this. I have to be honest. This was from when he was still, with us. This was from Combat Craig. And I saw this and he had went over it and mentioned it. And I researched it. Veterans back in March 2023, March 16 to be exact, they released this study about the VA. They did some sample tests. Veterans are still being required to attend unwarranted medical reexaminations for disability benefits. Okay. All right. VA breaking the rules. Guess who they broke the rules on the most at the 60% rate? A veteran with a disability. The disability is permanent and not likely to improve. So permanent ratings, they reevaluated the most when it was supposed, it's the most protected rating. So they were really out of pocket. Do you think they were going after the money? Were they targeting the money? Come on now. Now listen to what OT says. 2023 was a very bad year for the VBA. Tell us why it was a bad year for the VBA, the Veterans Benefit Administration, 2023. Let us know. Now, listen. Now we already talked about the VA making mistakes. Okay? And I got to make sure I had this one slide. Something happened to the one slide I had, for they also did something when it came to dependents. Now we're going to talk about VA making a mistake and overpaying you, or you get paid because of their mistake or your mistake. Now here's another VA error that's going to cost your pocket. So listen to what OT says. In 2023 was a CF year due to the bad training and the PACT Act implementation. Okay, yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, because they were trying to handle too many things at one time. They may overestimate how much back pay you should get. They might underestimate how much back pay you should get. Or like when it came to the PACT Act, when it came to the what do you call it? The DIC benefits for the dependents, they didn't give them the back pay at all. Family, did you hear what I said? So the VA makes errors and they shooting all that money out to you. You say, wow, this money coming from, I guess it's okay. Are you going to take that money? If the VA give you money, you say, how long? Is it this much? Then you go back to your account and you notice in your account, it says zero because they took all the money back. And you already brought that Benz. Y'all already bought that what? That doggone Ben Tiger. Oh Lord. You say, whoa, what's going on? I got the money. What's up? I got to pay it back. So now I want y'all to be careful. I put this in here because some of them are the errors that the VA make. Some of them are things that we have to be cautious of, okay? You take it and you have to pay it back if it was a mistake. Yeah, in some situations, but we're going to explain probably a way to get over some of that. Overpayment and underpayments. So one, that could be because of an administrative error from the VA. They had some computer doing it. Oh, and San Diego Marine got it right. So number one, it could be an administrative error. Number two, it could be a status update. You didn't update the status that your dependent has turned 18. You and your spouse have divorced, so you need to take them off as a dependent. Somebody passed away. One of your dependents passed away. Okay. Then the third reason could be VA medical bill. So listen, meaning, I'm going to put it like this here. So I tell a story all the time. I owed the VA $82 because they charged me a little money for the medications when I was getting treatment before I got any service connection. They really didn't charge me for nothing but the medicine. As soon as I got my disability VA compensation, I hurry up and paid the VA hospital, the VHA, because they're going to go to the VBA and take the money right out. So you can't protect yourself if you owe the VA or the VBA. They can take the money right out. I paid them, had a copy of the check. A month later, they still took out the $82. Then I called and showed proof that I had paid it, and they put the money back in my account. They be watching your money. So watch out for the number 3, those VA medical bills. And everybody show love to our brother, John Michael. John Michael in the house. Oh, I'm enjoying this here. Let's see what we got. San Diego Marine says, my back pay was underestimated. Were you able to go back and get that? Yeah, you said that. Okay. I would file it for hardship. You're thinking ahead, my brother. Everybody showing love to our brother. Yeah, y'all do good with information, but we're going to keep it on topic as much as we can. You know, I'm going to call it back because sometimes I get off topic. Now, Dustin says you can write the VA and explain to them they made the mistake and they will be putting you in a financial hardship, and they may waive a portion up until all sometime. Well, if they were straight up at error and you had no way of knowing, everybody showing love to John Michael. John Michael in the house. That medicine ain't hit yet. They got my effective date wrong. Woo! Oh boy, look, see. Now, another reasons that over and underpayments happen. Not reporting changes. You need to report changes. Please report changes. You wasn't working, now you are working. You're unemployed, but you're working. You might end up working over the poverty level. Like we say, somebody passing away. Okay, incomplete training. You do something under the voc rehab, or you do something and they're paying you under what do they call it, post 9/11 GI Bill, but you don't complete the education or the training program. You might have to pay some of that money back because you didn't maintain the proper grade. Say I filed an appeal and I am missing 18 months of benefits. Oh Lord. On chat, that's one of the hardest to contest. Okay. Reporting aging out of for sure. Yes. When those children get older. Now listen what Grace said. I paid them, sent back a check back, and they also, my doctor put no charge. So now no meds charge, but I'm skeptical. We're always skeptical because we don't like being blindsided. Now, put the word debt if the VA ever said that you owe them money. I'm gonna tell you what I owe them. Put the word debt, and if you want to put the amount, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I owed them debt of about almost $5,000. Yes, indeed. Have you ever owed the VA debt? I owed them $5,000. Paid it back too. And let me tell you something. If you go try to get your VA home loan refinance, that debt gonna come up before you do it. I had paid it down to 2,000, and then I had to pay almost 3,000, so it only 2,000 left, and I had to pay that off before I could get my house refinanced. Did you hear me? Now listen to what they say. Y'all moving fast is the chat moving up. Say, Farm Girl Rebel say, that is scary, Grace. If they make a mistake, we end up paying. Yeah, what I messed up, I don't know, it's my fault. I notified one branch dealing with my home loan, so I thought they would talk to the benefits part, but they didn't. You got to notify every branch that's you're going to be affected by. They don't talk to each other like that. What I've learned, John Michael say, yeah, and the VA will take years to recoup. They are the claim, and the VA puts on the back burner until you owe a lot of money. So they might not realize it or do anything about it 2 or 3 years later. Now you got all that money. Say, oh, geez, thought you said D, put a different spin on it. Oh, I did say debt. I said debt. I hope I wrote debt. Oh, oh, Lord, y'all talking about. Oh, gee. Oh, Lord. Was it the Act back pay? No, talking to that brother. Yeah, I control. Yeah, that would put a real different spin on it. Yeah. Now, you owe that debt. You ever owe debt? Let us know. Yes, Farm Girl. Yeah, we want to clean all that up. Oh, Lord. As they were saying, a few people said in the chat, file for financial hardship, especially if it's the VA fault. This is another thing that can affect your 100% permanent total. If they say, you know what, you got it, we made an error, so boom, you got to pay the money back. Say, nah, y'all the one make the mistake, try not to have to pay it, and say it's going to be a financial hardship, and apply and explain that. Now listen to what John Michael say. All you people with dependents, do you get the dependent verification letter every couple of years? Oh man, yes indeed. I was wondering. Oh yeah, if I said something wrong, clean me up, okay? Because I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm good where I'm at. I've always loved females. I just put it like that. No debt. Okay, yeah. Let me clarify. Testing. No, no debt. Okay, if you had debt, let us know. No debt here, or the other one. Okay, no, I didn't. Some people had debt, some people didn't. Now listen, OT say you have to check your VA portal occasionally for any outstanding debt, just to be on the safe side. Tell me which portal, what app is that in? Please tell us, OT. See, family, we're learning this thing as we go through it. Number 3, the third thing that could affect your 100% permanent total rating, you miss an appointment. They send you in, let's say you open up the claim for special monthly compensation, but then they open up your 100% permanent total. You say, forget it, I don't want none of it now, but they've already scheduled you for a reexamination for your 100% permanent total. You can't just put the jack back in the box, the genie back in the vase. They want to see it now, whether you want to apply for the special monthly compensation or not. So you just say, I'm not going. Okay, that could be risky. All right. VA.gov app, H-Town Vet Northside. Everybody look at VA.gov app. Now listen to what John Michael said. He's been debating poking the bear for a while not to chase SMCS for that extra 60%. Some say you should. Say now, okay. Now listen to what our sister Grace said. H-Town, no one answered if one uses VA backed home loan and filed bankruptcy, and wrote it off in the taxes too, then what happens? Well, if you don't honor, because they are guaranteed at least about 35,000 of that loan, you may not be able to get another one until you make it right with them. Okay? If you use your VA home loan guarantee, you're going to have to make it right with the VA. That's why you don't let nobody else get it out of your control. You might end up leaving it on your house, and the new person gets it. Don't keep using your loan. No. Or you lose you settle a house in a divorce. Whoever gets it, you better make sure you get your home loan back, because if they default on the home, it's on you. Now, if you miss your appointment, fam, let's talk about it. You can lose your 100% permanent total. It can be reduced. That exam room is important. They set you up for an examination. You need to go. If you're absent, that is one of our don'ts on going to exams. Don't miss the exam. Be present, even if you feel it's unfair. Matter of fact, we go further and say, don't even be late to it. Now, the do's and the don't, we did an updated video on that, so watch that. You'll learn a lot about it. Number 4, the fourth thing that can cause a reduction in your VA 100% VA disability rating is incarceration. Watch our video, VA compensation and incarceration. It was like one of our third or fourth videos that we did. And we have several versions of it. Call the provider to reschedule. You can do that, but you better make sure they reschedule it, because once you miss it, say, well, we rescheduled it. You better have proof. If you are incarcerated and you have a protected rating, protected VA ratings and incarcerations. This is if you're incarcerated in local jail, state prisons, or federal institutions. Because federal institutions, you tend to do day for day. If you go in there, if you're in there for 60 days, it's okay. If you're in there on a felony for 60 days, you're okay. All right? If you're in there for a misdemeanor for however many days, it could be for years. Usually you don't stay that long for misdemeanor. It's okay. But if you go in there for a felony and you stay 61 days and you have a rating between 20 to 100%, including permanent total, they will reduce you down to 10%, family. So a felony, if you're in jail on a felony and stay over 60 days, you're there on that 61st day, you will be reduced. What if I don't report it? They may not find out right away, but when they do, they taking all their money back. I've seen it happen to people. They say here, Rader says they likely wouldn't relook at other conditions at 100% PNT if you out in other claims, but it gives me more anxiety than I can handle to do it. Yeah, most time they're not going to bother you. We're just saying it's possible, but it's not likely. Call location week before and the day prior and confirm your exam date and their location. Please do that. That way you don't miss it, because you miss it, that could affect your new claim and everything. Real good talk here. Please know your exam, what your exam is for, and who's doing the exam. Come on, family. This is why we love this information. Listen what John Michael say. If you're locked up, you get 10%, which is actually a lot of money there. Man, get on out of here. John Michael, I think John Michael, What are you? Are you a capitalist, John Michael? They gonna tell $10, man. So John Michael, you a mess. Are you trolling? It's John Michael trolling, man. He be making them little sly comments. Listen. So if you're in there on a felony 61 days, on that 61st day, your rating is that's gonna be the date they're gonna drop you down to 10%. If you have a rating, VA rating between 20 to 100%, you're limited to 10% rating while you're locked up. What if I'm 10%? For veterans whose disability is rating is 10%, their payment is reduced by 1/2. They're still 10%, but they're going to be getting half of the check. So they got to punish it. Look, he's talking about lots of ramen noodles. Oh, man. Lots of ramen noodles. Boy. And yes, you looking on, that's always look up those examiners. Look up those examiners before you go. See what their profession and how long they've been doing it. Now, if you, let's say you do 60 days on a felony, but that 61st day, they send you straight to a work release program, or they send you to a halfway house, that don't affect your benefits. You can stay in a halfway house as long as you want to. But if you're in that jail and they release you to a work release program directly from prison, and it's on that 60th day, boom, you good. That don't affect anything. And if, let's say, you go straight to a halfway house, that don't affect you. Still get your VA compensation, especially 100%. Any rating that is. Now listen, John Michael, no cigarettes anymore in Gray Bar Hotel. Gray Bar Hotel, you out of control. Yes, San Diego, and it should be in the packet they send you. It was sent to me from QTC. Say who the doctor is and what their profession. Call and find out, and contact it, and drive by. Martin say Roman noodles have more variety than ramen. Roman than ramen noodles. Yeah, ramen. Oh, I never knew this was different till y'all just said it. Number 5. Now listen, there's a difference than being incarcerated on a felony than being a fugitive of law. Number 5, fugitive of law. You out there on the lam. You out there like John Dillinger, out there doing that gangster stuff. You hear what I said? Or you out there on the run, you know. They're not gonna let you keep getting your check. The first thing the feds or the local law enforcement, the popo, they gonna see, they find out you getting VA disability, they gonna ask the VA to shut it off. So they may not reduce your percentage. And if your dependents are getting benefits, they should still be able to get the benefits, but you won't be getting any money. So if you're wanted, a fugitive of law, no, that's another thing that will affect your 100% permanent total rating. Do you feel that to be fair or not? Or should they let your spouse or your dependents get the money? Even though you made a mistake, let us know what you think. So you go to the ATM machine, your money locked up. Those dudes in Puerto Rico, yeah, they did the scam. Yes, indeed. They was 9 of them. One of them wasn't even a veteran and got disability. Number 6, the 6th way to get your 100% permanent total reduced if you got it based on fraud. That's Scam Alert, family. So they can stop payment of your VA compensation if you fail to submit evidence, you fail to attend CMP exam, or submit fraudulent evidence to get the rating of 100% permanent total. Now, even the 20-year rule is affected by fraud. Once you have condition 20 years, you're no longer under the services of the VA. They don't monitor you in any type of way unless they found out that you got it by fraud, family. Then we have my man here. I call he ain't my man, but makes sense. Okay, yeah. We have our man Dennis Paulson, okay? Dennis Paulson, he felt like it was a good idea to defraud for about 19 years. He almost made 20 years. He defrauded the US government out of millions of dollars. I think it was almost $6 million. At the time, it was the largest amount of money that the government had been defrauded by. And he finally got caught. And not only did he lose his benefits, he also got jail time. So family, this man was doing the most out there. So we gonna show you something on this here, okay? If y'all don't mind. We're gonna show you a little bit here. Let's see if we can pull this up. So we want to watch this here. Now let's see what say 20 years don't count if VA finds a clue or Q on your file. When I see you, what do you mean by that? Let us know what you mean by that. Clue of fraud. Now, John Michael say all these veterans interfering with ICE are getting their money frozen due to these rules. Now, I didn't know that. Serve them right. Okay. Yeah. Dennis Paulson. Okay. Clear and unmistakable error. Now, our buddy tries to explain himself. This happened a decade or a decade and a half ago, but this is a very cautionary tale, family. And I want y'all to listen, all right? Because they did several clips on him. Now, I don't know which one this is, but Fair Use family, we're going to get in here. Dennis Paulson, was he unjustly, was his VA disability unjustly stripped from him, or were they justified in taking his benefits? You decide, family. You decide. Let us know. Because we're going to let the man speak for himself. He actually went on the interview before while he was on trial. So Fair Use family, fair use. This is for educational and informative purposes only. And then you let us know if you can hear it, put speakers in the chat, and we really would appreciate it. Now let's get to the information.
The story of an audacious fraud. He said that after serving his country
Let me know if you can hear it.
In the military, he could no longer use his hands or his feet. He couldn't even get out of bed to work. He collected well over $1 million in disability checks. So what was he doing going roller skating and bungee jumping? And what did he say when he got caught? Here's ABC's David Wright.
They say before you judge someone, walk a mile in their shoes.
I'm numb right now. I deal with tremors constantly.
Or in Dennis Paulson's case, run a 10K.
He lived a very active lifestyle.
All the while claiming that he was too sick to work.
Not only too sick to work, but too sick to get out of bed most days.
Is it possible to be completely disabled one day and fully active the next? That's the $1 million question, and then some.
He lived a life that changed depending on who he was around. So when he's around doctors and people that were able to provide him benefits, he gave the impression that he was wheelchair bound.
There's Paulson arriving at the VA for a checkup in his wheelchair, but other times on his feet. He appears to be walking just fine. Authorities decided to take a closer look at Paulson.
They're very hard cases to develop.
That's how investigator Paul Lee got on the case.
You're following it.
Yes, just take out a camera, start filming him as he's shooting pool.
Shooting pool, harmless enough, right?
I mean, is it possible that maybe the symptoms come and go?
He's being paid for 100% loss of use of hands and 100% loss of use of feet, permanently and total.
So the fact that he's walking at all is a sign that
It's
this time.
consistent with what he had claimed to the VA for his benefit.
The VA doles out $60 billion a year in disability benefits. Most
So this was back in the day. This kind of sets the, back then, this was on, a lot of those shows. Caught him red-handed. Wow. How did they know he was inside the pool hall? San Diego Marine says it's a cold game. John Michael say, sometime I have to wonder. Our sister say, Grace say the sound is good. Betty says the sound is good. Thank you, sisters. Now listen to what. Oh, man. OT says it's a part of them popping smoke to make us VA disability recipients look bad to the eyes of the people. Yes, indeed. You say, damn. Man, let's get into it, family. And this was way back. Everybody show Little J. Oliver in the room. Say good evening, family. Family, let's get into it. H-Town gonna be breaking it down.
mostly to veterans wounded in the line of duty. The vast
we want to hear
majority
that.
of $1 billion a year in
Loss of use of feet.
They're
permanently
gonna start
and
counting the
total.
money.
So the fact that he's walking at all is a sign that
It's
this time.
consistent with what he had claimed to the VA for his benefit.
The VA doles out $60 billion a year in disability benefits, mostly to veterans wounded in the line of duty. The vast majority of veterans are entitled to those benefits, but complaints of fraud have nearly tripled over the past decade.
This is over 10 or 15 years ago. So complaints have tripled. Veterans be talking too much. Now listen to what our sister Grace says. Someone in the VA really messed up with that loss of use. But what is the CFR loss of use? He had loss of use of hands, and I think of feet too, but I know of his hands. And this is something Raider HQ should chime in on. Yes, indeed. But he doing this thing. We're gonna have to ask him one. We definitely, whenever we get a chance over here. Listen, OT says even the VA OIG acknowledges fraud is a very small percentage. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now let's go on. But they bring up these extreme cases, and I'm not saying people shouldn't be prosecuted, but generalizing it to all veterans is unfair.
Common is a case like this.
How come?
All too common, unfortunately.
So he said all too common.
Like the North Carolina postal worker, whose workman's comp claim was undone by an appearance on The Price is Right, or the New York City bus driver who claimed she couldn't drive because of a shoulder injury, caught pounding the drums at a gig.
But you see how they tying in Social Security fraud with VA fraud. Is that fair? It's all a misrepresentation. Now listen to what Grace says. Grace Smith says, but remember, there's also the legacy and change in the M21-1 and CFR. Now let's see what our brother John Michael says. Many veterans game the system. It's a reality, not necessarily by obvious fraud like this, but by paying claim companies for conflicted nexus letters and DBQs. You are getting ahead of us, John Michael. John Michael, understand, because I got to ask y'all, is it about that? Who's responsible when you have a fraudulent claim company help you? Is it the company or is it the veteran too? Or is the veteran a victim of the fraudulent claim company, or is the veteran a co-conspirator? Two different animals. Yes, indeed. Social Security and VA disability is two different animals. It is not fair. Dustin said, "Oh, I know, boy, y'all gonna be chatting on this." I knew it. I didn't want to bring it up, family. Lord, I didn't want to bring this up. Oh boy, I didn't want to bring this up. Let me get full screen. Oh boy, I got to catch up on these chats with y'all. We're gonna finish the video here in a second. Oh, I didn't want to do that either. Now, Dustin says the VA and politicians are going after the claim sharks and these bogus DBQ writers. DBQ means disability benefit questionnaires for those that are filing for VA claims. The examiner, whether you sent by the VA to a CMP exam or you get a public DBQ, they call it, and you go out to a private doctor that completes it for you. That's where they're thinking some people are being intercepted by these claim sharks, they're calling them, and some people just helping people with claim, and they're, committing fraud, having veteran exaggerate symptoms, doing it like almost like a puppy mill where they just come through and it's all of the forms are similar with the outcomes from the doctor. Jay Oliver say, no one is allowed to have good days. We only have good days in snapshots. Yeah. Yes, John Michael, I'm with you on that. Dustin, we got some people. Robert says, great question. Family, y'all have been so incredible here, and I appreciate y'all. I'm going to catch up, and we got to get back to the video. Don't y'all get all worked up. John Michael says, every time I go to the VA, I hear people talking about what can they say or tell their doctors to increase their ratings, like it's some like a sick game, some kind of sick game. Okay, now John Michael, you're starting to sound like Lieutenant Dan. Y'all run into all these people that's trying to game the system. Nobody walks up to me and say, "Hey, how can I tell my doctor the right thing?" and all this here. Who in here, do y'all agree with John Michael on that one? Do people just walk up all the time? I don't know. That's your opinion, brother. You sound like Lieutenant Dan, though. You have good information, then you come that other way, in my opinion. But you're entitled to yours, brother. Both are liable. Okay. At what point do we hold ourselves accountable? This is real talk. See, respect. But should we be held accountable for the mistakes of others? Why should mud be slung on the whole system? Shouldn't they improve the system for the bad actors? Or should we be punished for what we didn't do? Boy, I knew this was going to get heated. I just knew this was going to get heated. John Michael, take your medicine. You're getting very sleepy. You say your medicine make you sleepy. San Diego Marine say, but don't until need evidence to a new claim. Okay. I guess don't file. Okay. John Michael, how you fake cancer? You heard that, John Michael? Charleston, you defending fraud? Oh, shots fired. I knew y'all was going to look. Come on, man. This guy is not a representation of the average veteran. So please don't fire it up in the chat here. Listen, Grace Smith said, due diligence on our part, but veterans just don't know the process and they have to start somewhere. And there are praying mantises out there waiting to take advantage of us, John Michael, trying to take advantage of us, Brother Robert. There are people, if we don't know, they say, well, do this, and we're not knowing that sometimes we don't know. Now, so true. Okay. Family, y'all are, oh, Lord, I didn't know this was going to fire up. Listen, OT say the politicians and the VA is making it harder to get a claim approved. I totally agree. Farm Girl say, hey, family, got to head out of here. Love to all y'all. Everybody show love to Farm Girl because it's knowing where she at, and she got all the farm animals, and her husband out there holding it down. Now listen, OT says, feel bad to our brothers, I guess for our brothers and sisters that are still serving, because that kind of put a bad jacket on them. And I'm not trying to ignore the fraud. I hear you. I think who's that said it? Our brother Robert, and I hear our brother John Michael. But I'm saying, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. But they say the bathwater is dirty. They say it got to go. Gray said, Farm Girl, love, good night. Everybody show love to Farm Girl. Say good night to her. Woo! Oh, he coming for you, Charleston. He say, John Michael say, Charleston, which Claim Sharks DBQ meal company did you use for your 100%? Hold on. I ain't gonna touch it. He talking about cancer, man. Brother John Michael, how can you fake cancer? Why are you saying he's... Grace say fire. Oh, Lord. I wasn't trying to stir people up in here tonight. Everybody said good night to Farm Girl Rebel. Don't buy the bait, Brother Charleston. Don't buy the bait. Now, Jay Oliver say, no, people often use over-the-counter drugs to cope with when they should be getting prescribed meds. Yeah, sometimes people treat themselves, and you should tell them that. Now, Dustin say, every CMP I have ever went to ordered by VA, I watched Radar HQ, Combat Craig, etc., read the CFR, and I filed my own claim and did everything myself. That's doing your due diligence. Some things I'm good at. If it comes to on certain conditions, other conditions, I would need help. Leg or foot conditions, that's why I refer to people like Radar HQ. Dustin say the Claim Sharks. Oh man, I hear you. Get the education and learn. Say, who do you blame, the Claim Sharks or the veteran? If the veteran don't know, it's the Claim Sharks. That's why they sharks. They taking advantage. Get educated and learn the VA process. Now, I totally agree. And that's what we're trying to do here. Later, Farm Girl, everybody showing our sister love and good night. This is what, let it go. That sounds like a song. Now, listen, Dustin bringing that information and that scholarship. Let's see what's going on here. Dustin, we glad that you have here. We want you here more often, and we thank you. We need competent people in the room. VSOs are hit and miss. Some care and some don't. Folks, educate yourself on the claims process and the 38 CFR and M21-1 manual. So you need, especially for the conditions that you have or the conditions that you are claiming. Also, get close to Google and YouTube. Also, read up on secondary conditions. And we have a video on secondary conditions, and I'm plugging the channel right now. Am I being corrupt, brother? And I being corrupt, brother? What's my brother's name? John Michael. Plugging my channel. Dustin say secondary conditions are gold mine. Don't use the word gold mine. That's going to trigger John Michael. Dustin saying, you welcome, brother and community. Thank you so much. You are very informed, and so is brother John Michael. Since I'm caught up on the chat before it get crazy again, let's get back to it, family. Let's see what happened with Mr. Dennis Paulson.
What makes Paulson's case unusual is that he got away with it for years. By the time the VA finally caught up with him, he'd been scamming the system for 20 years.
By the time he was caught, he defrauded more than $1.6 million from the government, checks that he actually got that he should not have.
1.6 million?
1.6 million.
Biggest piece of evidence.
I apologize, 1.6 million. I said 6 million. 1.6. I do apologize. Now, here's the thing. 20 years. So he locked in, at least for some of his ratings. They say, let's see. Jay Oliver say, Charleston, John Michael is barking up a petrified forest, charging you with 100% he needs to apologize. Our brother ain't 100%. You did come at him wrong. So some atonement there, brother, because you don't even know. You all in the Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor, bro. It's red Kool-Aid. What's red? Now that's in the hood. That's the flavor, red. Now, OT says stay away from AI. It will lead you into all kinds of rabbit holes. And think about it. If you rely on AI, what if AI tells you something that might be, and you use it, and it might be perceived as fraud? Can you blame them? Now listen, J. Oliver don't mean nothing. Heck, that's a very old video. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's old. It's very old. Long time ago. But this is an example of fraud. Yes, for those who don't know where to start, Google 38 CFR migraines, VA M21-1 migraines, just example. And I got a video on migraines. Go watch the video. Yes, indeed, Grace. It's red, not a, what's that? Flava. Now let's go, fam. Old video, but a very good example of corruption.
Against him didn't actually come from surveillance. It came from his then.
1.6 million.
The biggest piece of evidence against him didn't actually come from surveillance. It came from his then wife's blog.
There's one thing is absent from the blog is canes and wheelchairs.
In your line of work, is this a smoking gun?
Yes.
I'm David Wright. Nice to meet you.
Even after he was caught and convicted, Dennis Paulson agreed to sit down with Nightline while under house arrest to tell his side of the story.
What do you say to the people who see these pictures, who watch those videos and say, this guy is a faker?
I'm not faking anything. I'm trying to fight this disease and try to get some kind of enjoyment out of life when I can.
He says it all started back in 1990. After serving just 2 years in the Navy, he says he started getting symptoms.
So he served 2 years in the Navy. We don't want the Navy to take this L because it happens in all branches. But 2 years, he started getting symptoms. Make it the 38 CFR. It's easier to find your specific condition. Okay. Now let's continue.
I couldn't feel the left side of my face, and I was having chest pains. And I was 19, and I'm like, oh my God, am I having a heart attack?
He went to Bethesda Naval Hospital, and the doctors had bad news.
They gave me a probable diagnosis of MS.
A probable diagnosis.
Probable diagnosis.
What does that mean?
You might have MS.
Paulson got a second opinion at the National Institutes of Health.
Within 5 minutes of him looking at the results of the Navy, he goes, you definitely have MS.
It was his ticket out of the Navy, a medical retirement, entitling him to 30% of his wages for life, no questions asked. But according to
So he got out on the 30%. All right. So you can get out between 10, 30%, sometime higher, but you get out, you medically retire out the military. Okay. He didn't get out on 100. Oh, why you gonna be mean? They call y'all squids. You better, we got a lot of Navy in here.
prosecutors, Paulson did ask questions.
He also researched.
Oh, hold on.
Asked, but according to prosecutors, it was his ticket out of the Navy, a medical retirement, entitling him to 30% of his wages for life, no questions asked. But according to prosecutors, Paulson did ask questions.
He also researched on the internet the symptoms, and so he knew what to say to the doctors when he went in.
The way the system works, the more disabled you are, the more compensation you receive, because you need more. MS is a degenerative disease affecting the central nervous system. The symptoms tend to get worse over time, and as they do, Paulson would be entitled to more and more benefits. From 1997 on, Paulson convinced the VA he was 100% disabled, unable to use his hands or feet, unable to work, unable to walk. But the blog tells a very different story.
I mean, look at these pictures. You seem like a very active father. Here you've got your boy in the swimming
Yeah.
pool, on the swing set,
Yep,
roller skating,
yep.
running, playing football.
You see how I'm running, I have drop foot. So when you see I'm not pushing off, I know I'm not pushing off with that foot.
We'll spot you that one. Here you
Oh, does he have a good argument? Drop foot is like that. Say MS is one of the presumptive conditions. Oh, did not know that. I didn't remember it.
are on the beach, Mr. Muscles.
Yeah, it's not a muscle disease. That's what people don't understand. It's not a muscle disease. It's a neurological disease.
And yet, you can bungee jump. You can play baseball, batting 300. And you ran this
And
tough
I
mudder
struggled.
race.
I struggled through that.
That's right. Paulson actually competed in a Marine Corps Tough Mudder race.
How is it that you could be 100% disabled and run a race like that? I mean, if you're good enough to run that race, surely you're good enough to work.
Every
Okay, now they're going into something different now. The reason it is fraud, yes, they don't understand. The reason it is fraud, not because he's 100%. Because you can be 100% for a mental health condition. You can be 100%, but he's claiming his 100% disability based on conditions that would prevent him from doing the things that he's doing. The fraud is not that he's 100%. Okay? You can be 100%, do whatever you want if you got the ability to do it. If those is not related to your disability that you claiming, you saying you can't walk, but then they got you in a marathon. Not a good look, sir. Yes, they don't understand. Say no interview for anything at any given time. Don't interview nobody. Don't let nobody interview you about your disability. Don't be talking on no, because whatever you say, they're gonna use it against you. Yeah, it's based on. See, let me tell you, if you got 100% for PTSD, but you able to run and jog, that has nothing to do with your service-connected disability. But if you say you're paralyzed, can't walk at all, but then they see you in an Ironman challenge, you say you're totally blind, but you're driving a sports car at 90 miles an hour. Now, you might be legally blind. That's something different. Looks like they don't have a clue. Now, no. Then Jal would say, I would enjoy all four walls. Okay. Agree 100%, Grace. Okay. Yes, indeed. So Martin say, even if he got the current rating for 100%, it's not $1 million over 20 years. So maybe he got SS. He did get Social Security too. Yes, he did. Too. And the report didn't mention it. It mentioned it either in this one or the other clip. I saw it where he was getting Social Security too. And he had a caregiver, his sister. Oh, am I snitching? Am I dry snitching? Dustin say, never tell anyone your rating, especially other vets. They will be the first to turn you in. Wow. Wow. I can't speak against you on that if that's what you, I ain't gonna disagree with you. I'm not saying they should have joined the service to have at least the slightest clue. Real talk, OT. Now let's get back to it.
Job that I tried, I couldn't do, but I looked healthy enough to do it. I'd go out and work at Lawn Doctor and try to open up the fertilizer bags, and the things would slip out of my hands. But here I am, I look healthy. I always fight this disease. We wouldn't even be discussing this if I went to Afghanistan or Iraq and got my legs blown off and had to wear prosthetics. And then you see people with prosthetics competing at the Invictus Games.
Surely you're not comparing yourself to those folks.
Do you think that was in poor taste for him to do that? To compare himself to an amputee? I would love to know what his response is. Now, Dustin say, I hate to say it, but yes. But the thing is, if your rating is solid with medical evidence and history to back it, you're good. Now look at what we got here. OT say, looks like he something for himself. He something for himself. I don't know. The VR stands for. So rewrite that if I don't understand it.
No, that's a disease. That's a problem that you can see, is what I'm saying. You can see that disability. They get looked at as inspiring. They're like, and you see people go out and work at my hands, but here and got my legs blown off and had to wear prosthetics. And then you see people with prosthetics competing at the Invictus Games.
Surely you're not comparing yourself to those folks.
Yeah, he did bring it up himself. I will take that back. I will enjoy the four walls of my house and my front porch. Geez, yeah, you don't want to enjoy the four walls of no jail. Listen, if that's what you was talking about, I don't know what you're saying.
No, that's a disease. That's a problem that you can see, is what I'm saying. You can see that disability. They get looked at as inspiring. They're like, that's great. He's fighting through this. But I get looked at like I'm a fraud because you can't see the disease.
You were never in combat. You didn't even finish one tour of duty.
No.
Why does the military owe you a lifetime of benefits?
That's a straw man argument because one, you don't have to have been in combat. Number two, you didn't have to have finished your duty. If you were injured in the line of duty, that means most of the time you're not going to finish your whole contract. So this is kind of, he making up the rules. This is when they start setting the stage for today. OT say the interviewer sucks. And then we got 31 likes and 25 watching. And then Charlton say, he posted on Facebook. That's where they got the info. No, his wife posted. She posted them doing it. Only tells you the interviewer doesn't have a clue because they, here we go.
For 100% of your working life, when you are fit enough to do all the active things of benefits.
No.
Why does the military owe you a lifetime of benefits? For 100% of your working life, when you are fit enough to do all the active things that we can see you doing in those photographs.
Because if you're 100% permanent total, it's not based on the work, remember? Only if he had IU or TDIU. However, because the injuries he had, he was lying about the injuries or conditions. That's what the fraud was. He said he couldn't do this, and this. He couldn't use his hands. He couldn't use his feet, but he was using them. And he had been lying about that for years. If you lie to get the disability, that's the problem. Betty says, no, his ex-wife dry snitched on him. She may not have known the way his disability worked. Shipmate, a woman scorned. She was getting the benefit of it too. She may have known. I don't know.
Because I'm service connected.
He's not a wounded warrior. He's service connected.
At sentencing, the judge ordered.
Because I'm service connected.
He's not a wounded warrior.
Of duty.
I like this here. This here. Listen, they've been trying to do this thing.
You can see that disability. They get looked at as inspiring. They're like, that's great. He's fighting through this. But I get looked at like I'm a fraud because you can't see the disease.
You were never in combat. You didn't even finish one tour of duty.
No.
Why does the military owe you a lifetime of benefits? For 100% of your working life, when you are fit enough to do all the active things that we can see you doing in those photographs.
Because I'm service connected.
He's not a wounded warrior. He's service connected.
See how he dragged it out? He's service connected. Like that is a crime for us to be service connected. What if I didn't get injured in combat? What if my injury came stateside? Well, you wasn't a wounded warrior. You're service connected outside of combat. What?
At sentencing, the judge ordered Paulson to pay back the $1.6 million plus a huge fine and serve 41 months behind bars.
Now, listen to what it say. Remember, MS is a degenerative disease. Okay, you're right, OT. Gray said, wounded warrior. They truly don't know. Miss Tanner, Congress hearing, explained a whole lot. Now, think about it. Since this 15 years ago, they haven't been knowing what was going on. And it took Miss Tan, what's her first name? Y'all let us know. That works in compensation, saying a veteran that's 100%, in particularly she's talking about permanent total, can work with no, if they're not on unemployability with no restrictions. Duh, it's the law. So why don't these news agencies, is it their job to get informed before they start putting out information? Speaking on stuff they don't know. You say, yep. Okay, now here we go. 41 months in jail. How long is 41 months in jail? How many years is that, fam?
And no regrets?
I wish I'd never got diagnosed with MS. I'd give anything not to have this disease.
I believe you. I believe you on that.
But you don't believe me on everything else.
It's tough to. The jury didn't buy it.
The jury-
Why should our viewers?
Nobody on that jury has MS. I didn't get a fair trial because I didn't have a jury of my peers on that jury.
What do you mean? The jury should have all had MS?
At least one or two people should have had MS on that jury for me to get a fair ruling.
I think the jury was certainly left with the impression that you were dealt a bad card and you played it for all it was worth.
Not true at all. Not true at all.
The tragic part is there's a good chance that over time his MS will progress to a point that he actually is totally disabled. But having cheated the system, it's not clear he'd be able to collect the benefits he would otherwise be entitled to. I'm David Wright for Nightline in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay, fam. What y'all think? How many years is that? Y'all about to tell me. Fair use. Oh, let's see. They did a second thing on it. Let's see if this one here. Okay, they already did that one. Okay. Fam, that's something else right there. How long is that? 3.5 years. 4.5 years. Okay, 3.5. 3.5. Y'all corrected. Okay, 3.5. 3 years. Wow, fam. What y'all think of this here? That man going through 3.5 years and he got to pay back how many million? Is it 1.6 million? He got to pay the whole bunch back. And I think I saw another video before, about this. So it's on. Now, these doggone claim sharks, family. This is another thing. We dealing with fraud, right? Claim sharks. When it comes to the claim sharks, are the veterans complicit in the fraud and on house arrest? Yes, indeed. Are the veterans complicit in the fraud? Let us know. Claim shark, or are they veteran consultants? Are there some good people that are out there consult veterans that are not accredited? Let us know. Now the fraud, listen. The fraud, this is what the Veteran Foreign Wars put out, saying that most of these people, they got a lot of people on there. They got Trajectory Medical, who spoke before Congress. They got Veteran Guardian, VA Claim Insider. They got a VA Claim Academy on here. They got quite a few of them that's on this list, this flyer that they put out. Okay? Some people in litigation right now. Let's talk about it. Cheat at your own risk. Did you hear 66? Come on, let's talk about it, fam. Now listen, OT say there are good and bad ones. Do your due diligence. J. Oliver says, depends if they don't have the symptoms. they are complicit. So if you don't have the symptoms and you letting them coach you to pretend like you got symptoms as the veteran that's claiming disability, you in on it too. There is fraud in every aspect of life. This is from 66. It is just not as bad as they make it. They have to sensationalize it to sell the interview to get views. Jason M. say, very well said, 66. So the VA bait and switch. We can help you get your rating up. You've been denied 20 times. Come over here to us. We can guarantee you 100%. But veterans, fellow vets, it ain't just these claim consultants that's out here hyping it up. It didn't start with them. It started with a lot of YouTube channels. Huh? We can get you this and we can guarantee you that. Put in the word guarantee 100% and watch how many of your favorite people come up. Did you hear what I said? You ain't gonna see me unless you see the one where I was exposing people. I did use the word unless you see the one where I'm exposing people doing it. But I ain't never guaranteed nobody nothing. Huh? H-Town know what's going on because I see what's coming down the pipeline. I knew the money wasn't gonna be forever. So you can't be saying, look, quick, fast, easy. We can get you 100%. Watch out for that VA disability bait and switch, that clickbait in particular. Let's talk about it. Is H-Town wrong in what he's saying? Now, Benny says some of those sharks are still going strong. They ain't slowed down. That's their money. They getting hundreds of thousands and in some case millions. San Diego Marine says, I think, let me see what I'm going to do here. San Diego Marine said, I think if the claim sharks would go to jail if claim results in fraud, they should be liable. I bet things would be different. Should the veteran lose their disability claim as a result? Now listen to what OT says. Run away when they say they could guarantee you. People like to run toward. Next one. Ben is saying something. I'm going to get to it. Let me finish up these here. So that's the fraud section, family, because I want to keep it in that certain amount of time. Another problem, who thinks a part of the problem is the veterans chasing that money is what get us caught up in that trick bag, or we might be desperate because we're going through financial changes. I'm not going to just punish the veteran on this game, on this situation, but they are taking advantage for it. Now listen to what y'all say. False stats, service connected, zero symptoms are real, but not affecting you to VA math. Yes, indeed. No such thing as guarantees when it comes to VA claims process. That's why I like y'all to stay on task, because we getting this information out. When you go to your CMP, read the 38 CFR, and when you explain your day to the examiner, explain your worst day, like you're talking to a mechanic. And they tell you what the rules are in your long narrative when they give it to you. Now, Jal would say, H-Town, Dougie was with Kate Monroe in a video last year. I would love to know who Kate Monroe is when we get to that. Then Benny says, guys in a hot tub smoking a cigar on the roof comes up. Yes, if you put in there, search on the engine, VA claims 100% quick, fast, or easy, 100% quick, fast, or easy claims, quick claims, guaranteed claims. See who come up. You're going to be surprised. Grace says, and you see how he described, he didn't mention no names. He just hinted them. You can hint by who they are, but don't use their channel. Just say The guy, you know how they used to say, the guy on the roof by the pool with the cigar, the guy in the basement, the this and that, just come up with hints. Grace said, so those in litigation are those vets going to have their benefits taken away? That's up in the air right now. We don't know, because what if the doctor, their NPI is legit, right? National, what's that? National, I always say national provider ID is legit. Come on, man, that's a good thing. Should the veteran suffer? We have to be due diligent, because you got to watch it, not all. Oh, here they go. Now, I clipped this. I want you to listen to me. I clipped this here. Where did I clip it from? I clipped this from YouTube. This is actual from YouTube channels. Some of your most popular veteran channels. 100% guaranteed. Now, that's from mine. I clipped that there. But the ones say easy, fast, and VA secrets, all of them got that. If it's a direct claim, it's going to be based on a diagnosis, as you see to the right, a nexus, and a measure of severity. Not quick, fast, and easy. It depends on how severe your injury is. If it's quick, fast, and easy, that means whether you have the symptoms or not, you're going to win it. That's fraud. So a lot of these clickbait channels are the ones that boasted this stuff up too. National Provider Index, my fault. Thank you for correction. Now remember, lab work, you can't fake. No, that's why I get the evidence, x-rays, etc. So family, watch people that's talking about quick, fast, and easy. And watch if you're dealing with anybody that say they're helping veterans with their claims that's not accredited or accredited, because they have about 3,000 claims, complaints a year against accredited claims agents and lawyers. Did you know that? Hidden fees. Watch for the hidden fees. That 5 times your back pay. Watch people that ask you for your login information to your VA disability. They had one down here accused of doing that. They want your login so they can know when you got the 100%. They don't have to wait for you to tell them. Do you think it's unethical for somebody to ask for your login information? Do your lawyer even ask for your login information to see if you got your 100%? Man, say we want that money. God, dog, that's kind of taking it far, ain't it? Watch that. Now listen. 66 say maybe it wouldn't be bad. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if the VA didn't make veterans have to study for a test in the first place. Most veterans tell you how they are feeling and doing in keeping it simple, stupid language. I hear you. Prescriptions, yes, indeed. Medication is evidence. Side effects is evidence. Dustin say, like I say, medical evidence, medical history, diagnosis, nexus, buddy statements. Yes, indeed. Wow. Exactly, Dustin, from my sister. Yes, from 5 times is way too steep. That means, what if you get $100,000 in back pay? They want $500,000 from you. Let's say you get $10,000 in back pay. They want $50,000 from you off the bat. You owe them, or they might take you to court. Now, the accredited ones do have access to VBMS. Okay, I wonder. Okay, thank you, OT. Now listen to what Charleston say. Charlton says, question H-Town, where did this VA honor system crap come from? VBA? Now when we say VA honor system, tell me what you mean VA honor system dealing with what we're talking about. What in particular say? Let me know what you mean by VA honor system. Now let's go back. Yes, if anybody's asking you for your login information, be leery of that. Now, family, here we go. Don't go in there on your part. You can't stop people. If somebody's taking advantage, you didn't know from doing whatever. You didn't know the doctor was going to be giving you something that was just like paper meal. They just prove it. You just thinking they doing one of these claim consulting companies. Let's say they're sharks. You didn't know they were sharks, and they go in there and have the doctor fill out something. You say, well, okay, that's what it is. Now, if it's something that's contradictory, you need to say something. But if they measure your severity, you're going to trust them like a mechanic. But if anybody's telling you to pretend, that's when you become liable. Came from Doug, VA, what is it? Came from VA Secretary Doug Collins. Okay. Grace says, I don't think that DVA has access to VBMS. Now, I don't know. So don't go in there pretending. Somebody tell you to over-exaggerate. That's when you become liable. They do if they are accredited. Okay. So we learn it. We're going to figure it out. Please don't go in there doing that. Yes, malandering is a diagnosis. Exaggerating your symptoms, faking is a diagnosis. And the doctors do have, they will write in your records. And boy, try to get some VA compensation or get any type of VA disability after you're labeled with malandering, pretending that you exaggerating your symptoms, pretending like they're more severe than what they are. San Diego Marine says, I think the issue is that the VA don't let us know what you can benefit you once you get out. And so people become desperate sometimes. That's why we're informing to avoid these type of pitfalls. So every claim should be based on, we're talking about in particularly evidence-based claims. You should focus on what you're filing. If they have you filing for something that you don't have, they saying you're going to file for an amputated leg and you don't have an amputated leg, no, you're liable too. Don't do it. If you do it, you're liable too. If they say we're going to file for combat PTSD and you wasn't in combat, don't do it. All right? So evidence-based claims, you focus on what you're filing and make sure it's the proper thing. Number two, you have evidence to back it up. And number three is that's backed up by VA law, and you put in the proper request. Watch out for these slick requests, fam. Did you hear what I said? So yes, and when we talk about VA law, we talking about the M21 manual too, M21-1. Now listen what 66 say, exactly how much can you really lie about? They send you for x-rays, tests, multiple exams. How many vets are actually getting away with fraud? It's not that easy. If you got to have evidence. Even when you have the evidence, you get denied. Who's had the evidence and you still got a claim denied? Put the word denied in the chat, or denied, or thumbs down. If you've been denied and you had all the evidence and they still denied you, put the word denied in the chat, family. Put that denied. So even when you have it, you get denied. Now listen to what OT says. It's getting better since the VA have initiated the BDD exams, meaning those that are getting out on the board, before they get out the military. I was never informed about the VA when I got out in the 90s. No, neither was I. I didn't know what the VA was. I didn't even know there was a VA hospital until, I learned about the VA hospital in the early 90s or something, but I didn't know we had one in Houston. I was in Virginia. Who's ever been denied and you had all your evidence. Benny said denied. Betty say denied with evidence. Costa say denied with evidence. So was San Diego Marine was denied with evidence. Oh, Grace saying good night. Let's get to it. Okay. Benny say good night. Okay. Jason them say denied and got a duty to assist. Now let's see what our sister say. Everybody show love our sister say. H-Town, I got to travel to Yorktown. You be safe, sister. In the morning. Have a good night and love. Good night, fam. Love to you too, sister. None but love. I got nothing but love. You ain't no but love. I can't sing. Yes, indeed. Everybody show love to Grace Leaving. Oh, somebody saying there you go. I ain't gonna. Now listen to what OT says. Heck, I was denied on my last claim, but was turned over by a high-level reviewer. High-level review, thanks to veterans Cedric Dro, okay, who corrected and overturned my denial. So they think it ain't easy to get these claims. Everybody say, have a good night. You be safe going there, okay, sister? U.S. Army Grunt say, be safe. And I say the same. Now, listen to what Charlton says. Charlton, I don't do honor systems. I only submit ironclad paper evidence. Come on now. Now, family, just remember, watch our videos dealing with the dealing with the VA claim process. We got videos on that. Number 7, the 7th thing that could get you to be reduced at 100% permanent total rating is a VA law change in law. All right. Okay, so if they have a change in law, that could do it. They seem like they're trying to change the law on who can get 100% permanent total right now, right? If you caught in the middle of that, they call it liberalizing law change. All right. So when did it take effect? Date law changes effective date. Okay. So if your claim, I'm believing, you got 1 year, right, to get that to review. They got 1 year when you get your claim done, or 1 year. It's the effective date when the law changed, or 1 year while it's in review, the law is in review. So let's say you got a claim that's pending, and January 1st, they changed the law where you would no longer get the 100% permanent total, so you might fall under the new law. Okay? Let's go. So if there's a law change, number 8, if you don't have proof that you're 100% permanent total, H-Town, what are you talking about? Of course I got proof. The VA got proof. I don't have to do anything. Betty Bob say 33 like and 26 watching. Listen, U.S. Army Grunt says the VA knows, they say the VA knows until 2017 that I would even, hold on, I'm going to finish this up. I get to y'all. Now, you got to have proof. So when you get your 100%, they give you a document. You say file closed. I got my 100% permanent total. I'm good. Well, you need to keep that where you have paper copies. Don't have everything on no computer. You better have where your family can access it. Why you need it? For now, already now, for future proof. What future proof is? H-Town, you be talking in weird terms. Why would I need evidence of my 100% permanent total as future proof? What are you talking about, H-Town? When you get that 100% permanent total from the Department of Veteran Affairs, you better have paper documentation that your condition, you had no future exams, that your condition static, that you got the ability to work. Because if you don't have no proof, because what they did, they sent me my summary of benefits letter. It's called the award letter, the one that they send every year. And they didn't have on there that I was 100% permanent total. They supposed to have a box on there saying, or is the veteran 100% permanent total? Yes, they deleted that line all the way out. Or is this veteran getting 100% based on unemployability? That wasn't on there either. So, but it was on previous ones. So I went up there and had them put it on there because you got to watch. Then they'll say, ain't no evidence. All our records show that you wasn't, and you never complained. You see how they changed my documents? Because they'll say, well, I say I got it from back then. My original award letters. I mean, yeah. Oh, well, it changed. You see how on new documents, you never complained about the new ones. Man, you better watch out. Listen, OT say print out your code sheet, benefits letter, commissary letter. Please do so. Get your file at C-file at least once a year. Okay. What's the best way in your opinion? Now, and this can affect compensation. That's why I say it's based on time. Future compensation benefits. Say, what about, I'm getting them already. Ain't no big deal. Yeah, but what about your dependents if you pass away and they don't have your information to submit to show that you're permanent total? The VA might tell them you were or might not. Huh? So they may drop off of Champ VA if you pass away of a condition and you meet all the other requirements. They say, well, we don't know if you passed away of a service-connected disability. Well, if you don't have the paperwork, you ain't left it for your family, it's going to be problems. And Champ VA, they won't be able to go to school. That's what changed. Oh, that death and indemnity compensation is almost $1,700. They won't get that. They must apply for it, fam. So keep your decision letter, notification letter, and your VA code sheet. This is your VA award documents, I call it. Keep them in a safe place and keep copies. As San Diego Marine says, I have several copies. Come on now, fam. So now, did we just cover the 8 things that will 8 events that triggers a reduction of 100% permanent total rating?